Peter Thiel has been bankrolling J.D. Vance since he was a student. J.D. Vance met Peter Thiel at Yale in 2011. Thiel gave a talk that Vance later called the most significant moment of his law school life.
Hey guys, it's me here, Comrade Lavender here, and I'm back with another YouTube video here. Today I wanted to talk about Pure Evil, the Peter Thiel Files. Deep dive. Everything wrong with capitalism. But before we get started, all my YouTube videos related to this topic will be on the screen right now if you would like to check them out. So let's get into this YouTube video topic.
But Thiel wasn't just writing checks. In 2021, he personally brought Vance to Mar-a-Lago to patch things up with Trump. That meeting turned Vance, a former Trump critic, into a loyal MAGA mouthpiece. The political payoff came fast. Thiel gave $15 million to a super PAC supporting Vance's Senate campaign in 2022. That was the largest individual donation to a Senate candidate in U.S. history. Thiel also rallied other Silicon Valley donors. David Sachs alone chipped in $1 million. Without that support, Vance's campaign might have tanked.
J.D. Vance's mentor Peter Thiel, a co-founder of PayPal and Palantir, has spent millions funding Vance, Donald Trump's vice presidential running mate. Co-founded company that helps Israel generate kill lists of Palestinians in Gaza, upwards Israel's genocide in Gaza by providing AI targeting tools through Palantir, deferring to the IOF's decisions, and investing in Israeli tech. The billionaire credited for grooming and supporting J.D. Vance, the current vice presidential nominee for the Republican Party, has invested millions of dollars in projects that facilitate Israel's occupation and its ongoing genocide on Gaza.
What do you think about the use of artificial intelligence, or lavender, by the IDF in identifying Hamas targets? And secondly, do you agree with Elon Musk about that the population decline is a risk for humanity?
Look, I'm not, without going into all the I'm not on top of all the details of what's going on in Israel because my bias is to defer to Israel. It's not for us to second guess everything, and I believe that broadly the IDF gets to decide what it wants to do, and that they're broadly in the right, and that's sort of the perspective.
I want to play for you one of the most chilling clips I've ever heard. And just hold on and trust me, because it's not that chilling until you realize what it means.
The basic idea was that we could never win an election on getting certain things because we were in such a small minority. But maybe you could actually unilaterally change the world without having to constantly convince people and beg people and plead with people who are never going to agree with you through a technological means. And this is where I think technology is this incredible alternative to politics.
That's tech billionaire and Republican megadonor Peter Thiel speaking at a Libertopia, a libertarian conference in 2010. He's basically saying that his political ideology is so unappealing that it'll never win elections. And that's one thing he's right about, because he's railed against women having the right to vote, complained so much about diversity, and written some really disgusting stuff about sexual assault and consent. But he knows that he can use technology as a unilateral alternative to politics, and that should really freak you out. Thiel is one of the co-founders and biggest investors in Palantir, a CIA-funded technology company that has contracts across the government for their data software. Here's their CFO speaking a few years ago.
We continue to advance our mission of becoming the US government's central operating system as we extend our footprint across defense, healthcare, and civilian agencies.
And while both President Obama and Biden did sign Palantir contracts, President Trump is taking it way further. There are new contracts with ICE, something literally called Immigration OS, and the IRS. So 15 years ago, Peter Thiel, like the supervillain in a movie explaining his plan to the hero, admitted that he can use technology to get his ideas across when they're unpopular, completely subverting democracy. And today, one of his technology companies is gaining more and more power within the government.
In 2017, Thiel met with Benjamin Netanyahu and praised Israel as a startup nation, lending legitimacy to a Zionist regime built on ongoing ethnic cleansing. His pattern of behavior, combining business partnerships, public endorsements, and investments, demonstrates consistent complicity in Israel's crimes. Thiel weaponizes anti-Semitism accusations to silence dissent, equating criticism of Zionism with hatred, and affirms Israel's right to exist as a settler colonial entity. Peter Thiel, the Episcopathic billionaire capitalist pig who introduced Vance to Silicon Valley more than a decade back and spent a record-breaking $15 million to ensure he succeeded in becoming a senator in Ohio, is a co-founder of Palantir Technologies, the CIA-backed analytics firm currently playing a key role in Israel's genocide on Gaza. Thiel owns 8% of Palantir, which is valued at around $69 billion. A video from an event at Cambridge University back in May shows Thiel stumbling as he attempts to explain and defend his company's role, as well as Israel's use of AI machinery to generate kill lists during the current war on Gaza. Vance portrays himself as anti-war, but this is completely false. A spokesperson from the Southern Ohio Party for Socialism and Liberation, PSL, told MEE. Vance is a con man who works in the interests of Wall Street. He cheerleads unlimited military support to the apartheid state of Israel and its genocide against Palestinians, the spokesperson added. Thiel's actions contribute to the dehumanization of Palestinians, portraying them as targets for AI-driven extermination. Israel's genocide in Gaza has killed over 70,000 Palestinians according to conservative estimates, though the actual toll is well into the hundreds of thousands due to Israel's destruction of infrastructure, targeting of journalists, and obstruction of reporting. By enabling these atrocities, Thiel perpetuates settler colonialism, apartheid, and genocide, undermining Palestinian liberation and international law.
He thought there was two cyber companies. Look out, and even though I know Peter, I've never met Peter Thiel. And everybody says he sort of jumps around and acts sort of strange, like he's on drugs.
Smoking, yeah.
Yeah.
He looks there under drugs.
However, he has a company called Palantir. Pallen. Tier. Palantir is Peter Thiel's company. And look out.
Palantir, Palantier?
Yes.
How you write Thiel? Thiell?
Thiel.
Yeah. LLY.
No. Thiell.
Okay.
So he thought that Peter would put you on the board of Palantir. Peter Thiel is one of the best. I've never met him. He's going to come here next week.
Documents released in 2026 show that Peter Thiel, co-founder of CIA-backed Palantir, maintained a 5-year relationship with sex trafficker and billionaire Zionist pedophile spy Jeffrey Epstein, exchanging over 2,000 messages and holding multiple meetings starting around 2014. Jeffrey Epstein invested approximately $40 million in Thiel's Valor Ventures and was linked to seeking connections in Dubai. The relationship spanned 5 years, with documented meetings in 2014 and regular communication, including discussions on technology and politics. Documents suggest Epstein connected Thiel to international figures, including former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak, amidst his efforts to network in various regions.
A lot of talk at the moment about this suspicious death that is going on related to Peter Thiel. This is Peter Thiel's Instagram model boyfriend plunged to his death weeks after witnessing messy showdown between the billionaire mogul and his husband when he crashed the couple's New Year bash.
Peter Thiel, he definitely has a certain type. I think he's funding Nick Shirley as well, but whatever. That's another topic for another day. Allegedly, he might have some sort of involvement of the killing of his lover.
Okay, another person plunging to their death.
He just plunges to his death. He just falls and just dies. Yeah.
Peter Thiel linked to model, who recently fell to his death in Miami. A model and social media influencer who was recently in a long-term relationship with billionaire Peter Thiel, said he spent much of his time with the tech mogul working to persuade him away from his increasingly aggressive pursuit of a culture war, a war that Thomas warned was blowing back on their community. Thomas had met Thiel back in 2015 or 2016 at Coachella, he told me, where Thiel threw one of his legendary parties. I was wondering why he was being affiliated with someone like Trump and investing in him if he's gay, Thomas said, according to a previously unreported interview that Thomas gave The Intercept last November. The model and billionaire had a mutually beneficial relationship. Thiel provided Thomas with expensive cars, homes, and a lifestyle to match in exchange for anything Thiel needed. Included in the lavish lifestyle were a $13 million home in the Hollywood Hills and a $300,000 car. Thomas was found deceased at the base of his Miami high-rise apartment building on March 8, 2023. While Miami police opened a death investigation treated as a suicide, the case attracted attention due to contradictory claims. I'm going to put on the tinfoil hat for a moment, but I fully believe Thiel had the guy killed and taken out. I don't think there's a limit to the evil in what passes for Thiel's heart. Billionaires have no soul behind those eyes.
Do you know who Peter Thiel is?
Peter Thiel, yeah. He's a billionaire that owns Palantir.
I got invited to a Peter Thiel party. You think that's going to be a Diddy party? Probably.
Whew. Billionaires, they get a little creepy.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't want to get diddied.
Hey, anybody that's
The fact that you tried to fuck with me today and this got turned around on you, I don't appreciate that, and no one's gonna want to fucking collab with you again. As soon as you message me that, you know what? Let me get $15,000.
Bless. I mean, I'm happy that you did it. Like, it was cool.
A shithead reporter who's tied to, a group who's maybe not doing some great things. We're gonna fuck her shit up. Have a good day. Take care.
Show me the proof.
Hey, Joe, our guest is ready to go.
Is Peter Thiel the mysterious sugar daddy helping to bankroll notorious, highly problematic looksmaxer Clavicular? Is Peter Thiel fund-maxing the nation's most influential, incel-adjacent influencer? We don't know, but the internet has suspicions. Clavicular, the notorious looksmaxer who uses a hammer to hit himself in the face to get a Chad jawline to achieve a so-called maximum masculine aesthetic, appears to have a secret benefactor. While Clavicular has been popular for a while, the 20-year-old streamer has nearly 1 million followers on TikTok and Kick. The loathsome character has gone mega-viral over the last couple of months, seemingly out of nowhere. Peter Thiel first became publicly connected to Clavicular late last year, when Peters claimed the openly gay billionaire had invited him to one of his parties at his $11.5 million Hollywood Hills mansion. Could P be short for Peter? Again, we don't know, so we can't confirm one way or the other. But according to Clavicular, over a 3-month period, P supposedly funneled $500,000 into his accounts. Peter Thiel has a long and well-documented obsession with anti-aging. The 58-year-old billionaire has indicated he wants to live forever. But if he does happen to slip off the mortal coil, he said he wants his body to be cryogenically frozen, so his corpse can potentially be restored one day. More recently, Thiel has become obsessed with the Antichrist, warning that humanity will decay if regulations are imposed on artificial intelligence. Later, streamer Clavicular walked out of an interview and told a sketchy and shady reporter to leave his house after being questioned regarding rumors of funding from Peter Thiel. The incident occurred during a $15,000 interview where Clavicular, also known for a December 2025 incident involving his Tesla Cybertruck, was questioned about his financial backers. When the reporter, identified as Mika, raised rumors about funding from Silicon Valley investor Peter Thiel, Clavicular abruptly terminated the interview, asking the reporter to leave his home and asking to show me one receipt. Billionaires like Thiel and Elon Musk are top dogs in the current world order, and they do not want a bigger dog than them stepping in and stopping their reckless, highly profitable activities. They fear a socialist government.